understand. I'm not your ordinary man, though I can't deny. You go with me everywhere. When I'm dreaming, you still share my lonely nights. Try to see my side. It's not your ordinary pride keeps driving me home. That lonesome restless feeling that you feel under the garden, and it leads me to the highways, and it keeps my body warm. And as I wander to the cities and the towns, get so lonesome knowing you could be around when the show is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Tricentennial Committee, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you. We'd like to shout out and give thanks to Steve Shaw for hosting it here at the VFW. So the commander, put your hands together for him. Well, that ends our program, ladies and gentlemen. Only kidding. It is indeed an honor and privilege to chair this celebration. I remember back in the late 2022, the select board here in the town of Easton appointed 10 members, and we were off and running. We have been meeting twice a month in terms of planning and preparing for the year 2025. And guess what, folks? You know it as well as I do. It's just around the corner. And I know we as a committee, we talk about this. Some of us say, well, we've got 3 or 4 months before we get into 2025. Not really. We have 8 meetings before this celebration begins. I want to thank all of you folks for being here this evening. Our committee is as good as the volunteers that we surround ourselves with. We've got 8 signature events. We're going to talk about those this evening on 7 different days. And then we have a bunch of activities that are going to take place sponsored by other groups in the town of Easton. They're all going to be part of our overall celebration. We have been so busy. We thought the most difficult job was to raise the money. That's happening. We're almost getting to our goal. Volunteers is the next thing that's so important in order for us to make this celebration happen. Keep in mind, it takes about 35 people to line up a parade. A giant parade coming up Center Street, taking a right on Main Street. It takes lots of volunteers for the flag ceremony to hold 2 or 3 giant flags. It takes 40 people to hold each flag. I'm just throwing those out because it's an example of how important volunteers are. I want to thank Diane Lasardi for coordinating tonight's meeting on behalf of the committee. You can put your hands together for her. She told me to make sure I say that. But I got to tell you, folks, we met with the select board last night. And of course, select board member Craig is here tonight with his red hat on. And the select board last night gave us $20,000 towards the celebration. And we're very grateful for that. So we thank each and every one of you for your time, your talent, your ideas, your resources, and in many cases, your funds to make our dream become real. And that is to have a giant celebration. Yes, The world's gotten a little crazy, but it's time for us to celebrate here in the town of Easton. We're going to bring everybody together, people of all ages. We're planning programs that will meet the needs of folks in our town. We have a vice chair that's worked very hard in reaching out to the community. We call it community outreach. Dale, why don't you come up with me? And I volunteered Dale last night at the select board meeting to sit on the Duncan booth at the fire department open house.
The dunking booth, yes. Thank you, Dave.
So, Dale, it takes a lot of people to make a celebration like this work. And while we're talking, I want to thank ECAT, Easton Community Access Television, for not only covering our meetings, but they're going to be covering all the events throughout the year 2025. So Dale, community outreach is so important in order to get people in town knowing what's happening. We not only have a billboard going up first week in December, we have, guess what, almost 130 pole banners going up. You like that color orange? It's going to be all over town. We have about 100 posters that Southeast Regional Vocational put together for us that we're going to share with all the businesses in town. You see the lawn signs here. If you wish to take one home to put on your front lawn, Ken Wood, raise your hand. Ken is going to give you a sign to take with you this evening. Help us promote it. I see lots of signs out there already. We got another 150 available. And of course, you don't have to worry about what's happening and what year we're celebrating. Tell us about community outreach.
Yeah, before I tell you about community outreach, I just want to remind everybody the reason why we're doing all of this in 2025. So it was actually December 21st, 1725, this town was incorporated. As I understand it from having done a little reading on this, a large part the reason had to do with the town was finally large enough to have their own parish, and they needed to incorporate, as part of doing so. But think about it, more than 50 years before the Revolutionary War, this town was in existence. And even before that, one of the folks we have here today is Justin Lewinder from the Josiah Keith House, built in 1717. We have some extraordinary history in this town, and that's in part what we're going to be celebrating. But even more than the history, what we'll be celebrating is that community spirit. We were charged with, as a mission statement from the select board, is bringing families and community together. So while we've planned some fantastic signature events that we'll be talking a little bit about tonight, what's really even more important is how all of us, all of the community organizations, all of us individually are part of the fabric of Easton that makes it so special. The Lions Club had done an event 3 or 4 years ago, a celebration of Easton's community service organizations, and I felt so strongly about all of us coming together. We have so many wonderful people doing so many wonderful things. I've had the privilege of doing outreach for various of the community organizations and how they can help us. And it really comes down to 3 basic things for the community organizations. Number 1 is organizing some new events. Number 2 is, for those events that those community organizations may be doing, getting onto our calendar. We ask only that they be open to the public and that you help sort of push the word about the Tricentennial. And number 3, to help volunteer at our various events. To give you just some examples of the kind of things that are already in the works, we have, for example, the Lions, who are planning a celebration of Easton's history that likely will take place in May. So that's part of this Lions annual program of celebration of Easton, whereas initially they did it focusing on community service organizations, then celebrating and honoring the first responders in the schools for getting us through COVID, and then more recently 2022 for celebrating our veterans. In addition, we also have had a number of folks from the Temple and from Unity Church and others who are interested in putting together an interfaith service in 2025, likely to be November 23rd, 2025. And they're also talking about doing a ringing of all of the bells in town on the actual 300th anniversary, which falls on a Sunday this year. I think it's going to be pretty neat when you think about it, hearing the bells going from all the way around town. And we're also partnering with other organizations like Langwater and so forth. The Children's Museum, by way of example, for an existing event that will be tied into this with their Father's Day road race that they do will be tied in as well. And it goes on and on and on. We're really looking for folks to talk amongst yourselves, talk with us to see how you can help contribute to this wonderful celebration throughout the year. And we're going to have some of our coordinators are going to talk a little bit, and once we're done with that, I encourage folks, go talk to the coordinators, make the direct communication of how you think your folks, or you or others might be able to get involved in helping out with those events. And we have sign-up sheets here, but also keep in mind, easton300.2025@gmail.com. That's easton300.2025@gmail.com. So if you can't coordinate with us tonight, just follow up and we can take her from there. So thank you. I really appreciate everybody from coming here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And as we said earlier, we have 8 events on 7 different days. Those are our signature events. Make sure that you take a brochure with you tonight. And make sure you come up and look at these clipboards, because we need lots of volunteers to make this celebration happen. So at this time, I'm going to ask Amanda and Anne Marie if they would come forward to say a few words about not only the first kickoff event, which is scheduled for January 4th. It's going to be at Stonehill College. And they also are coordinating the final event, which is our 300th anniversary gala. So I'm going to pass it over. Anne Marie, do you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Anne Marie. So we are starting off January 4th at Stonehill College, and I believe we're running 12 to 4, 1 to 5. There we go. There we go. See how good I am at this. So it's going to be for the whole family. We're going to have lots of things going on. We've got Shoveltown, who has created Tricentennial beer for us. He'll be having a beer garden there. We'll have lots of food. We've got all kinds of things for the kids. We've got a roller skating rink. We've got skee ball. We have vintage arcade games. We have obstacle courses. We have all kinds of things, timelines of Easton history. I can't remember what else. Chocolate chip cookies, because Ruth Wakefield was the Toll House cookie lady, was born in Easton, so we're going to be passing out her chocolate chip cookies, and lots of other things. We're going to have a silent auction or a raffle, I believe Mike said tonight there. So many things for all ages, encompassing all ages. So it'll be going on all day. There may or may not be something special at the end that we're working on now at the end of the event. And I think it's going to be lots of fun. So join us. You can see us on the website. We'll be doing lots of social media on it too. And I think it'll be great. And here's Amanda.
So I'm Amanda, and we're coordinating the gala at the end of the year as well. So that will be a ticket for purchase, and the information will come out for that a little bit later in the year. We are going to have a nice sit-down dinner. There'll be a DJ or band. We haven't quite solidified that. Lots of good dancing, lots of good music, and it'll just be a really nice time. We have a cool 360 photo booth. What else? Just a lot of really great photo opportunities. The Williams family is sponsoring that, so that's a really great sponsorship that we were able to secure. And we don't have all the final details on it yet, so I don't want to give away too much information, but watch for that also on social.
Yes.
Anything else? And don't forget, we have merchandise for sale today and at every event in the future as well. So
We'll also be at the Harvest Fair.
be at Harvest Fair with a merch booth. And
You did that on purpose.
I did. We'll have a merch booth. We'll have lots of items for sale. If we don't have the size you need today, my house is just up the road, and that's where our merch warehouse is. So just on Allen Road, so it's not far. It's literally a warehouse.
You're doing that on purpose.
And you can buy your merch anytime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask Piper Janellis if you would come forward. I want to get you on camera. Piper is the one that made the logo. It's all over town.
I was just gonna sit back and just enjoy everyone else coming forward.
I wanted to get it on camera, and she put this together, and what an outstanding job. This logo is also on our banner. It's hung on the door here. There's gonna be probably 130, maybe higher, as people continue to buy into them. And on the bottom of the banner, we have the sponsor. So when you ride down the parade route, Center Street, Main Street, Five Corners, 106, you're going to be truly amazed. You're going to know that something is going on in town. Let's put your hands together. Nice job. Joan Lundgren is the person, along with Diane Lasati, who are coordinating this fabulous event. There's a lot of interest in the town when it comes to the arts.
I'm the backup. Jones
No, she's
Brains.
not. And I have a chocolate peanut butter brownie in my mouth. So I apologize. But April 26th, 11 o'clock to 4 at Oaks Ames Hall, we're gonna have the Arts and Cultural Festival. And it's gonna be a great day. Diane and I, at the beginning of the year, are gonna do a call to artists of all mediums. We're hoping for 40 to 45 artists to display and sell their work at Oaks Ames Hall. We have all kinds of music lined up that day. We're going to have Shoveltown with us as well, and we're still in the talking stages of them doing wine for us, a Tricentennial wine. And we're gonna have food from local restaurants and merchants in Easton. We wanna represent the town, and we're gonna have all kinds of food that we're going to, yes, you heard it here, give out to everybody who comes. So it's gonna be a wonderful day. We're going to incorporate activities with the Unity Church, with the Ames Free Library, Queesit House, start off with the Historical Society, the Art Co-op, and just gonna be a great day. What can you add to this? Come on, you have no brownie in your mouth.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's really gonna be fun. We need a lot of help. It's a big event at the hall, 2 floors. The library, Queesit, Unity, as Joan mentioned, and it's really gonna be fun. It should be a really nice event. So bottom line is we need volunteers, we need people to help.
426, sign up here. We have the first 2 people who signed up, last name is Ames from the hall, so I thank them. So I'm hoping the rest of you follow through.
Oh, nice
Thank you.
job, Fred and Bill, that's really good. Okay, folks. The other thing I wanna mention is Roz, can we talk about this? Roz Miller? Roz? If I have to be here, she's gonna be here. Roz and I, we created an Easton 300 cookbook. And that will be coming out shortly. It's been ordered. I think it's gonna ship this week. They told me September 7th, and that was not true. So that'll be shipped shortly, and we'll be selling those at all the events too. And it's really neat. There are over 300 recipes, going back to the 1700s. A lot of Ames family recipes. Priscilla has recipes in it. And it's really gonna be a great book, so I just want to plug that. We're gonna have an event at the library, hopefully October 19th, during their library book sale. And every event after that. So we're excited about the cookbook. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, that cookbook that Diane's talking about, 300 recipes. It's amazing, and when you see it, you'll understand what I'm thinking about. But we also have an anniversary book that's going to be at the end of the entire celebration. There's going to be photographers at every event taking pictures. There are going to be community television taking pictures of people not just in the parade, but they're gonna be in the parade, taking pictures of people watching the parade. But the anniversary book's gonna have pictures of every event that takes place during the entire year. So it's something that you might wanna have. Our next event, and before I introduce someone to come up, I would like to ask the committee members if you would please stand so that you get an idea of all the people that are involved. Please stand. Our honorary co-chairs, Fred and Bill Ames. And these are the people that work above and beyond the put this celebration together. We appreciate it. The next event is taking place on Flag Day. Yes, it's a chance for all of us to honor the red, white, and blue, the American flag. But it's also an opportunity to shoot off our fireworks at 9 p.m. We have permission from the school committee to use the high school complex. It's going to kick off with a flag ceremony from 4 to 5 p.m. There's going to be a family picnic from 5 to 8 p.m. There's going to be a concert from 7 to 9 p.m. And of course, the flag ceremony. We have Adam Gunn, who works full-time as a veterans agent. He's going to come forward and talk briefly about the flag ceremony. It takes lots of people to hold these giant flags that'll be in town. But we got a young student who's going to be singing God Bless America, and we're excited about the whole event.
So am I. I even wore my flag socks. So I'm going to be here. My name is Adam Gunn. I'm going to be overseeing Flag Day. If you are any Lion Club members in here, woohoo! All right. Hopefully you guys will be manning one of the flags. They're 90-foot flags. They've got a lot of history to them. They've been shown all over the world. We're going to have two 90-foot flags. So we'll have one with our Lions Club holding the 90-foot flag, and the other one from our veteran organizations.
Thank you very much, Adam. The next event, folks, is going to be a giant parade. It's going to start down by the monument. It's going to work its way through the entire street. I know some people have said it's a pretty long parade to walk. But we're going to take probably a quarter of the street just lining up this parade. We have the Shriners coming. I think you've heard about them. They have a whole division. We have the Sheriff's Office. We have two bands from Connecticut. We're going to have bands here from Massachusetts. We're going to have floats. We're going to have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. The list goes on. And we're going to have lots of community participation. We want this to be the largest flag. Corey Honan is not here this evening, but I'm passing over the information that if you're interested, it takes a lot of people to line up the parade. You can still line it up and be in the parade. So there are going to be clipboards up here this evening that we ask you to consider participating in one or two. A committee of 10 people, plus the 40 that we've added, we can't do it all. It takes hundreds of people in our community to make this parade work. So, I'm hoping that I don't see anybody here for the next event, which is going to be the block party. We moved the block party to Governor Ames' estate. They're going to be able to do more things at the park. But I know that Dan and his wife, Jamie Anderson, have put together, I know, Dave, you're on that committee. Is there anything you want to say about the planning?
It's still in flux over there, and
Yeah.
I just know that there's going to be a lot of live music.
Oh, nice.
I know that's their focus is.
Yeah. And that family picnic that we're going to have on Flag Day, bring your own picnic, bring your chairs, bring your blankets. There's going to be an area roped off for fireworks, and there'll be food trucks there if you decide that you want to buy what you want for dinner. So The block party is scheduled again for September 6th. We have just about one event each month. Most of the events the committee is sponsoring, but we have other groups in town that are coming forth to participate in the celebration. This is a year-round celebration. Let's talk about the bonfire on October 11th. That also is going to take place at the school complex. We have the fire chief coordinating the bonfire and of course the fireworks. He has a lot of excitement just thinking about the fireworks and the bonfire. He's one fire chief that enjoys doing this stuff, and he's looking forward to lots of volunteers. It takes volunteers to put together the bonfire. It takes volunteers to help rope off areas and stuff. So don't be afraid to sign up if you so desire. Our plan for the bonfire is to have the Lions Club do a barbecue. We also have a concert. There'll be music, there'll be sing-alongs. It'll be a fun place for the family to come to. And of course, the final event is going to be on December 27th at Stonehill College. That's going to be our anniversary gala. We hope to bring the whole committee together. Yes, it's a formal dress. You don't have to wear a tuxedo, but we want to make it clear that we want people to be there. Yes, it's probably one of the few that we're charging a fee to get in. And of course, my role as chair is to make sure that we have good weather for the entire celebration. December 27th, we have to worry about, and we also have to worry about January 4th for the opening kickoff event. But is there anybody on the committee that would like to add anything to our conversation? Because I think, is there anybody in the audience that would like to say something?
Any questions from anybody who wants to weigh in a little bit? Don't be shy.
I want to thank Ken Wood. He's in charge of volunteers. And there's committee members that may not be voting members on our committee, but I'll tell you, we couldn't do it without them. They couldn't do it without us, and we couldn't do it without the select board. So we appreciate the efforts of the volunteers. As Dale said earlier, before I wrap this up, our theme is to bring families and community together. I say to each and every one of you, this is not new news to you folks. How lucky we are to have what we have and to live in a community like Easton, Massachusetts. A great place to live, a great place to work, and a great place to have fun and to bring up a family. The time has come for the town of Easton. Think about it. 1725 to 2025. It's time for us to celebrate. It's time for us, your neighbors and your families, to come together and to enjoy. I want to thank the police chief as Ken makes his way up here. The police chief is taking care of security. We have to have security. That's important during these trying times. We thank the fire chief. We thank the DPW director, Dave Fields. Can you imagine putting up 130 poles and then taking them down the following December? That's a big job. And not only that, but to clean up after all the events. We're using, as a committee, the team approach. Everybody's involved. As I said to Dale, we're as good as the people that we surround ourselves with. We hope that each and every one of you will join us this evening. You want to say something about the signs?
Well, not about the signs. Well, we have signs here, so anybody that has a place on their lawn, help yourself to them. I put up over 150 of them so far around town, so if you can take them home, that'll help a little bit. The thing I just wanted to get back to, David and I met with the fire chief up at the high school the other day, and I mentioned to him about manpower for the bonfire. Number one, they're gonna be setting up probably the day before. They'll have pallets coming in, he's making arrangements for that. We're gonna need, we got some scouts that are gonna help out on the ground, but we need adults to help out with, we're stacking them up. And I'm trying to get a hold of a big lull to lift them up there. They also, this is somebody that wants to camp overnight, because after the bonfire, that grounds, it's gonna take a while for it to quiet down, so they need somebody to kind of camp up. If you get a camper, you'd like to join us, and for a couple of people, and just stay overnight, kind of oversee it. I was there one time with the Parkview School, I did it for the recreation, and I was in the camper, but the police and firemen would come down with their flashlights into my window and bring me coffee at 2 in the morning. So just if you can help us out in that way, because that's kind of a little complicated thing, but the fire will be, those ashes will be really hot for a couple of days.
Thank you, Kenwood. I've invited my wife, who's sitting over here, Linda, to a special evening. She doesn't know that we're going to the bonfire to sit there and watch it burn that evening. But anyway, she'll tell you about that later. Again, I'd like to thank ECAT, Easton Community Access Television, for covering all of our events. They're really part of our celebration committee. Please get involved. Put a smile on your face. We're getting closer and closer to 2025. We have some coordinators that are going to come up behind the table, answer some of your questions. We hope that you'll come up and sign up. And congratulations on living in the oldest home here in the town of Easton. There's lots of history that goes with this community as well. Thank you all very much, and certainly sign up, and we look forward to having you join our team.